What's going on, boys and girls? It's your boy Brian here, joined by Adam and Mike.
What's up?
And today, for our very first show, our inaugural show, we are talking about Star Wars: The Last Jedi.
Oh, yeah!
It's time for the Jedi to end.
So, Star Wars.
All right.
Man, oh man. Episode. This is episode 8.
8.
That's right. I had to count.
Yes.
I lost track. Episode 8. Can you believe it? We're in an age where we can talk about this. There's episode 8.
Well, I mean, after the prequels, I didn't think we were going to be talking about that.
I didn't think so either. But here we are. Last Jedi. Now, quick recap. How many times have you seen it?
4.
You saw it 4 times?
Yeah.
I saw it 3 times.
I saw it one time.
Really?
Yep. I only need to see it once.
It's kind of sacrilegious there, Brian.
Not really. I mean, I'm wearing a Superman shirt.
Also true. Anyway, so Last Jedi. Your first thought on the movie.
My first thought on the movie was that it was a very good movie, but not a very good Star Wars movie.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
So, as a movie, it's fantastic to watch. It's fun to watch. It has a lot of funny moments. But as a Star Wars movie, it just didn't seem like it was very Star Warsy. It's a very odd way to say it, but
How so? Give me like details.
so
Like,
in one of the parts, and I won't get to this until we get to the spoiler section, a certain character does something that they are able to do, but it looks distinguishedly stupid when she does it.
okay. Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about.
I think Mike knows what I'm talking about too.
I think so, but I need a minute.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I like the movie. Don't get me wrong.
and I liked it too.
It's a very good movie, but it's just not a very good Star Wars movie.
Well, here's the thing about
Yeah.
The Last Jedi. Going into this,
Mhm.
I mean, I myself, I wasn't a big fan of The Force Awakens.
Really?
I really, it's
What?
like it goes down with like Phantom Menace for me.
Whoa.
No.
Yeah,
That's.
I really.
And you said
really-
I was sacrilegious.
Well, really, I didn't enjoy it. I enjoyed this more than I did Last Jedi because
Oh,
it expanded.
You mean you enjoyed this more than The Force Awakens?
Right, I
Okay.
enjoyed it because it expanded more on the story. It didn't just go, "Hey, remember this? Hey, remember that? Hey, remember that?"
It was a carbon copy. It was. I will say that, but it was still more fun to watch that because of all the returning characters, and
It
they
was
got the
still-
nostalgia.
No, because we're not. That's not why we're here.
Eh,
We could talk about Force Awakens
some
later,
other time. Some other
good
time.
movie.
It is a good. It's a good movie.
but it was. I enjoyed this more than I did. It goes for me. It goes
Mm-hmm.
Rogue One, Last Jedi, Force Awakens.
In these new
Pantheon of
movies.
Star Wars movies. Yes.
Okay, I can get that. I mean, to me, Rogue One wasn't the greatest movie.
It was great. I liked it, but I like
Are you talking about Rogue One or?
Rogue One.
Okay.
It was great, but I like Force Awakens a little bit more because it brings new characters, and I like this one a lot, Last Jedi, because it expands on the characters they introduce.
Yeah. So going into the characters, Rey has gone further into her training as a Jedi. She does end up finding Luke Skywalker, which Luke Skywalker in this movie is hilarious.
I
And-
would agree and disagree.
I mean, I saw that coming. It's just because everybody has that opinion. Because even Mark Hamill didn't like where he went with Luke Skywalker in this one.
But he apologized.
He doesn't need to apologize. It was funny. I liked it.
Yeah, I liked it too.
There are some moments, and there's a really cool moment that I like.
Oh yeah, at the end, yeah.
But overall, I think this was a this was a good. I thought it was a good movie.
I liked it. Mike, what do you think?
I liked it enough to see it 4 times.
Well, yeah, that's.
Yeah, but I like seeing movies more than once.
How many for Avengers?
12.
You saw the Avengers 12 times.
Discount movie day.
How many times did you go on one day?
Moving on.
Oh, really? Okay.
Maybe.
All right, so,
So-
let's get into some spoilers.
Spoiler talk?
Spoiler talk.
Okay,
All right,
so-
now we can get into some spoilers. All right.
Wait.
I.
Let's count down from 3 so that they have time to click away if they don't want spoilers.
That is true.
All right, all
3,
right.
2, 1.
Okay, spoilers. Okay, so spoilers.
The Finn and Rose parts of this movie were atrocious.
Really?
Without,
I hated those parts.
Huh.
I
They
feel
they were so boring. All it was a social protest against gambling and horses.
I feel like
They were dog horses. Thank you.
They're
giant
giant
cat
dumb.
horse things. They could have cut that part where they're on the casino planet, cut it shorter, give us more of the other stuff.
Well, okay, I thought that I forget her name.
Rose.
No, who was second in command after Leia?
God.
Oh, she played what's her name in Jurassic Park. Just call her the chick from Jurassic Park.
Yeah,
that's
let's
her.
go with that.
Just go. Yeah, that's her name. I don't know. I
The
don't remember.
fact that purple hair.
Purple hair.
Purple
The
hair
fact
lady.
that she had this whole plan, and they didn't tell Poe, and then they had to go and find the code breaker. If they had just known the plan, you could have taken that whole casino part out.
Which, by the way, the code breaker was annoying, and I love Benicio del Toro. He's phenomenal, but he didn't need to be there.
No.
There's no that entire part that didn't need to be there, at all.
No, they could have
Well,
cut it short.
okay, the thing about this movie, and I think in these new pantheon of Star Wars movies that I'm finding, is that many of the characters are disposable.
Oh, very much so. I mean,
Meaning-
we saw that
meaning-
last time with
they're
Han Solo.
just there for merchandising.
Well, yeah, they got to sell toys, which
Well,
I will
okay.
buy.
But the thing is, you can't okay, Phasma,
Waste of a good character.
Silver
hey.
Stormtrooper. How much screen
Here's-
time within the last 2 movies did she get?
Like
Wait, do you
15
mean
minutes
Boba Fett
total.
Part 2?
Boba Fett Part 2.
Okay, still,
Good character.
okay. I argue, Boba Fett
Yeah.
Right.
had better screen time.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, let's see. Force Awakens. Phasma gets dropped out of a trash compactor. Last Jedi
Okay.
gets into a
fight with Finn.
fight with Finn and
By-
ends up dying.
By the way, I don't think she's dead.
Yeah, I don't think
There's
he's dead either.
no way she's dead.
I have theories to talk about here a little later on.
But
All right, and Snoke.
He's not dead.
Snoke.
either.
The worst.
No, Snoke is
person.
No, he's not.
dead. Snoke is dead.
No, he's
He
not.
is dead.
I will.
He
right
is
now,
deader than a
I
doornail.
will bet
He
you
was
$5.
the worst
$5
out
bet.
of the entire movie. Because the whole time I was sitting there going, all right, we're going to figure out who Snoke is. Maybe, because there's been all these rumors online. Maybe it's this. Maybe it's that. Who knows? And then all of a sudden, he's dead.
But you have to realize he's such a strong Force user
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
that he can't tell that Finn is turning a lightsaber and he's going to chop him in half. But hold
Finn,
on.
that's Kylo.
But, yeah.
Kylo.
Kylo Finn. But
You need to get your character straight.
Yeah. He can link Rey and Kylo Ren when they're on completely different parts of the galaxy. He can link them together through the Force, but he can't feel when a lightsaber is going to be used against him.
He is
Dude, he's horrible.
I don't think he's dead.
He's dead. He's dead.
I think he's dead. I could see if they bring him back because that was J.J. Abrams' big project, not
Right.
not Johnson's big project.
But if you think about when Luke projects himself to fight Kylo Ren,
Which I thought, to be honest, I think the Force powers
yeah,
that have evolved,
Yeah.
the fact that they've evolved the point where Luke could actually project himself across.
Hey, look, you can now do astral projection.
Okay, but it ended up killing himself.
Right.
So
I mean-
much
Absorbed
force
himself.
is put into that,
Yeah.
and the fact that he had to fight then Kylo Ren.
Yeah.
See, that's why I think your theory's not that good, is because when he was fighting Kylo Ren, his lightsaber went right through him. When they killed Snoke, it literally cut Snoke in half.
Or did he make you think it did?
There's
Dun,
no
dun,
way.
dun.
Well, I like the fact that in this trilogy, we're seeing, because in the original trilogy, it was that Luke killed the Emperor and saved his father.
Yeah.
Now, it's almost kind of like Darth Vader is taking control, because he's in control now. It was Snoke who was in control of the
Kylo?
First Order. Now Kylo Ren's in
Yeah.
control. It's almost like Darth Vader who's now in control of the Empire. It's now Snoke. It's now Kylo Ren who's in charge of the First Order.
I can see it that way, but
Because the whole twist of Rey trying to convince Kylo to come back.
it's I do get what you're saying, and by the way, Rey's parents are nobodies, and
Yeah,
I'm
I
s-
thought that
and
was
I'm
pretty disappointing.
I think
I like
I'm
that.
fine with it.
I like the fact that
You're the one that wanted to be Kenobi.
Hey,
You wanted to be Rey Kenobi.
I support Obi-Wan Kenobi and any theories surrounding him and his offspring.
I like the fact that it's again, they're building a better universe. They're building a bigger universe. The fact that Rey's not a Skywalker.
Oh yeah, because the next trilogy is not going to have any Skywalkers in it.
Yeah, no, it's gonna.
It's going to be a completely different thing,
characters.
which could be fun. It could be new, but I'm also afraid of it as well.
I think
Change is always.
I mean-
always
cash
afraid.
grab from the company that produces it, probably.
Who, Disney?
Yeah, but we'll see.
The Almighty Mouse.
Oh boy.
All right. The big thing, though, that I think all three of us can agree on is when Leia uses the Force to get pulled back in.
Oh, you mean Superman?
Leave right now.
You mean Superman's? But you mean Superman?
Oh,
Oh my God, that-
force.
That is okay. So that's already been proven that she has been able to use the
Yeah.
Force. I don't know if it's still canon, but there's been books about it and stuff like that where she has learned how to use the Force. But she with that, this is where I want to get into CGI. That CGI was absolutely terrible. It was god awful.
It was almost like
Well-
they took her and video photoshopped and grabbed her and just slid her.
That's exactly what it was.
It's kind of like Indiana Jones.
Which, okay, so by the way, context, starfighters are going towards the ship and they blow up the part of the ship, and which, by the way, the worst death in this movie is Admiral Akbar.
Who?
I feel so bad for Admiral Akbar.
Oh, he got killed in this one. I didn't.
Yeah,
notice.
he was on the bridge when they blew it
I
up.
didn't notice.
How? What? It's Admiral
Tribble!
Akbar.
They don't tell you he gets killed. They don't address it.
Yes, they do.
Do they?
Yes,
Oh well.
they say Admiral Akbar is dead.
Oh well. Oops.
But so it's just because the CGI for her when she was in Rogue One as well looked terrible.
Really?
Oh, I couldn't stand it. She looked really shiny, and then in 10 seconds it looked blotched. And then because I get what they're doing, but I will say this: Marvel is able to do younger characters way better.
Oh yeah.
Like how they did. Who is it? Is it Kurt Russell that's in Guardians 2?
Yeah.
Where they made him look younger,
Right.
and then they brought him to the present, which he looked fantastic. But then they bring back from the dead Peter Cushing, which they didn't need to do.
I like that.
I like seeing Peter Cushing alive again, but he looked bad. He looked shiny.
Yeah.
He looked like a plastic toy.
Well,
It's just the CGI. Okay, porgs are annoying as well.
What? No.
Yes,
No, no,
very
no, no.
annoying.
The porgs are one of my favorite. parts
Dude,
of
when
this
when
movie.
one of them was holding the lightsaber and the other one was jumping on it, I was praying it was going to turn on and go through it.
you know, I actually thought that, but
I love that.
you know what? They're not Jar Jar Binks.
No, they're not as bad as Jar Jar Binks, and they're
And
basically
they're
the same
not,
thing as
there's not
Ewoks.
A million jillion well, there are a million jillion toys with porgs in it, but
Oh my God, there's
it's,
so many.
It's not like
The
I
more
think
porgs,
they're
the better.
sprinkled in enough where they're not overkill.
Although the part where Chewie was about to eat one, they're all looking really
So
sad
good.
when
Oh
they're.
my God.
Which, by the way, they need to give Chewie his own movie.
Yeah.
which they already did with the stupid holiday special.
I
But
have that at my house, by the way.
why do you have that?
Well, we went to a convention and
Yeah.
they had it, and I'm not gonna go to the convention and not get it if they have it.
How much did you pay for it?
$10.
It's too much.
It's really good.
It's not.
It's really
When you can't
So
understand the
damn
main
good.
characters of the damn show, you shouldn't watch it.
All right.
context clues.
The best part for me of Last Jedi
Yeah.
was the fact that Yoda came back.
Yes.
And,
Yes.
and the fact he was practical. He
He-
wasn't CGI.
There was a little bit of CGI put in there,
Okay,
but,
but he
it
was
looked
practical.
good. It looked good.
And I think the biggest thing, the fact that the Force can now control the elements. And that Yoda was able to summon even as a Force ghost.
Yeah, it's because he's one with the Force, and the Force is in nature.
That's
It's
true.
around you. It surrounds
But
everything.
I love the fact that he came back to Luke and was like, the thing about being a master, your pupils are always going to outdo you. That's the burden of every master.
Yeah.
I liked how because in the Jedi Temple, because that's what it is. It's a Jedi Temple.
It is. I
Um,
didn't actually, when I first saw the whole island, I didn't put two and two together, but then when he said that, I'm like,
Yeah.
it's a Jedi temple.
Yeah. They have books, which is surprising because you never see books in Star Wars.
Well, yeah, no,
and
yeah,
it's,
you did.
And it's paper.
Oh, yeah, you did.
Where? When?
Yeah, at the Jedi temple on Coruscant.
No,
The
those
librarian.
those aren't books. They're holograms.
Yeah, but there were books. There's a librarian. There's got to be
It's,
books.
well, no, it's paper. I'm
Yeah.
talking about paper. There's no paper there.
Well, I'm pretty sure the Jedi have been around long enough where technology's advanced with them.
It's the first time they put it in the movies.
Oh, well, okay.
Yeah.
And if you think back to episode 1 where they're at the Jedi Temple, I think it's episode 1, the prequel trilogy takes place so long before these ones. By the time these ones take place, all books are gone.
Well,
Except for those.
well, no, these. So like,
Well, they were the sacred Jedi texts.
yeah, this was before.
Page turners, they were not.
This is before the prequels. And by the way, I love that line where he's yelling at Luke about how many times he's read the book and he goes page turners they or not. But it was nice to see Yoda. I wish there would have been more context to it because I would have liked to have seen like Ewan McGregor
Oh, God.
come
yes.
back
Yes.
as Ben.
Yes.
Well, he was a Force ghost longer than Yoda was.
He was, but
And
I mean,
actually, in the expanded universe, it's told that Force ghosts can only live so long before they dissipate.
What?
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I get that, but I mean,
in the well,
The
prior-
non-canonical.
well, right. In Heir to the Empire, the sequel to Return of the Jedi, Ben Kenobi comes to Luke and says, "I can't talk to you anymore.
Oh.
Force Ghost only prolongs my life another 100 years or so."
Oh.
is that in the expanded universe?
Yes,
It's not canon anymore.
I know it's not.
Can we
Thrawn those in canon though.
can we talk about the beginning scene where they're doing the bombing run on what's the giant
Oh,
starship?
I like that.
and
Where-
Poe just messed everything up.
where she
Poe didn't mess everything up.
Poe
the
messed
girl-
everything up.
the girl that is in the turret cockpit. Oh no, the guy that's flying it isn't alive anymore. Let me just climb up this ladder. Oh look, it's the button. If I just go one more step up the ladder, I can grab it.
They
But
got
I'm
hit.
gonna reach. I'm gonna reach. Oh no, we got hit. Oh, I fell. Should I get up?
In all
climb the
honesty,
ladder,
I didn't look at it that much.
grab
I
the
was
button?
like, I
No,
was.
I'm just gonna kick the complete opposite side.
I
of the
just
wall.
think Poe. I just think Poe sucks. In all honesty, I think he's one of the worst characters.
Really?
He
I'm
is
just
so
saying,
boring.
She could have got up, climbed the ladder, gone all the way up, and grabbed
The
button
plot
and
demanded
fell.
that Rose have something to be sad about.
They could have done away with that character entirely.
They could have. They could have done with that whole plot storyline.
Well, anyway. I think we've been rambling here a little bit.
We have.
Final thoughts on Last Jedi.
Final thoughts. I'm gonna give it a.
Well, what overall?
It's a good movie. I still recommend going and seeing it, but
Should they go see Force Awakens first?
Yes, by far, because the entire thing with Rey and Luke. I mean, that's a whole other thing that we know whether we didn't even get to, but we don't have time for it. With Rey and Luke, it is essential to watch the first movie before. With that being The Force Awakens. My rating for it is about 2.5 stubs out of 5.
Really?
Mhm.
Well, me, I argue you could just overlook The Force Awakens and just watch Last Jedi. You don't even need to, like, 'cause it already fills you in what's going on.
I mean,
I like Star Wars.
Yeah.
I'd give it a 4 out of 5.
it does take place like about an hour after they blow up the Star Killer base.
Oh man. Yeah, I liked it enough to see it like 4 times, so I'm gonna give it 4. Can we do halves? 4.5.
Sure.
4.5 out of 5.
Although I will say this: if you watch this movie backwards, from the end to the beginning, it is a carbon copy of Empire Strikes Back.
Really?
Really?
They end so Empire Strikes Back starts on a planet that looks like ice, which it is. The Last Jedi ends on a planet that looks like ice, which is not. It's salt, but it's still the same thing. And they have walkers.
Empire Strikes Back ended on Cloud City.
No, I'm talking about like if you watch the Last Jedi backwards. If you go from those scenes backwards,
yeah.
you see what I'm saying?
Last Jedi, the planet that they finish on in Last Jedi looks like it's a snow planet,
But it's
whereas Episode 5, is it?
Begins
Starts off
with
on
Hoth.
Hoth, which is the snow planet. The two planets look similar. They have
And then
walkers on both planets.
the
They're
middle-
fighting a war.
The middle is the training,
Oh crap!
and then the end or beginning of Last Jedi is them escaping from
Oh dude!
the Empire. I just blew your mind.
So, anyway, so your rating there, Mr. Mike.
Yeah, what 4.5?
4.5?
Out of 5.
All right, cool. Wow. Well, with that, I think that wraps up our first episode of the Stub Club. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. This is Adam,
Brian.
Mike.
and we'll see you at the cinemas.